Okay, day 272.6 or part 6 here at 59th Street, Columbus Circle. You can see CNN behind me. You got the Hearst building here, right here. Still all your magazines, Red Book and all that stuff is still published there. So most people never get beyond that. Of course, you got HSBC. I left out the C for some reason when I was saying how BCCI cut over to HSBC. But what's the building above it? The Fisk building. What's interesting about the Fisk building? Well, how about Permanent Industrial Expositions? What's a permanent industrial exposition? What's another word for it? A trade show. And the idea was the CIA, during its creation, and even before that, OSS, they wanted to have a cover, a trade organization and a trade mart in every city, which would have 50 or 60 or 70 different vendors all displaying their wares. So there's a trade mart in Dallas of Lee Harvey Oswald fame. There's a trade mart in Chicago, right at the Chicago River by the Trump Hotel, that they're still using for drugs. But the idea is, let's say each one of these is a business that's in our trade mart. If I have 20% of them that are in my rat line, you try to find it, Mr. Law Enforcement, which 20 are illegitimate and which 20 are illegit or legit. You get the idea. Rat line's typically 5 to 10%. So, permanent industrial expositions. PERMINDEX, permanent industrial expositions. PERMINDEX. PERMINDEX is going to be the center of operations for the CIA here in New York. So we were over by Trump Tower, Coca-Cola headquarters. Who do you think distributed the heroin and cocaine in the early days before Pepsi came along? Who do you think United Fruit Company sold their sugar to? Coca-Cola. When Lucky Luciano slapped that quarter out of the air and said, "I want to work for you," in 1916 to the local drug pusher, where do you suppose all that product came from? So, again, the Coca-Cola company is going to be shipping 5–10%. You don't need a whole lot. It's way more profitable than the rest of the 95% of the business. Pepsi gets into the act in Vietnam, a little bit later on in Laos with Operation Duck Soup, right? But PERMINDEX is in the thick of it the whole way through. So you can Google PERMINDEX. You probably never heard of it before. Most of the records have been wiped for PERMINDEX. But it really was kind of the heartbeat of the CIA strategy, which was go into a town, get all the vendors to have one office at the trade mart, and then it would shard the suspicions, because you'd have all this traffic coming and going, who knows who, all these different faces. It's so hard to keep track, and therefore it's perfect for rat lines. I'm not going to go too much into all the guys in Bergier and all those guys that ran this thing. I'm just going to say that this is a reality. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a reality. The Kennedys worked with Capone. I think I've said this on a couple of different things. They had the Chicago Trade Mart. They finally sold it. I think they're back in there doing the food program where, you know, give some extra food. It's always the food programs where food inspection, it's got the red star, take it off the line. So anyway, here we are. That's a little bit of story about drugs in America.